Welcome back to the boredom cure. The goblet of fire burns blue in the centre of the Great Hall. Hundreds of students watch in complete silence. For months, Hogwarts has prepared for this moment. The Triwizard Tournament. 3 schools, 3 champions, 1 winner. Professor Dumbledore rises to his feet. The ancient magic within the goblet begins to stir. A tongue of blue flame erupts into the air. The first piece of parchment shoots from the fire. Durmstrang! The hall erupts. Dumbledore unfolds the parchment. Victor Krum. Cheers echo throughout Hogwarts. Across the room, Igor Karkaroff smiles proudly as Krum walks forward. The goblet burns again. Another parchment emerges. Beauxbatons! A tall girl rises from her seat. Dark hair, grey eyes, completely expressionless. Dumbledore reads the name. Elena Volkov. The room falls quiet for a moment. Few Hogwarts students know who she is. But Karkaroff does. And the look on his face suggests that is not good news. Helena calmly joins Krum. The flames rise once more. Hogwarts, the final champion. Cedric Diggory. The Great Hall explodes into applause. Everything is proceeding exactly as it should. 3 schools, 3 champions, 3 futures about to collide. Then the goblet changes colour. Blue becomes crimson. The cheering dies instantly. A 4th piece of parchment erupts from the flames. Dumbledore catches it. For the first time all evening, his smile disappears. Harry Potter. Silence. No cheers, no applause, just shock. Because Harry Potter is not supposed to be a champion, and he certainly isn't supposed to be standing with the others, especially not as a Slytherin. Across the hall, Draco Malfoy slowly stands. The Slytherin table follows. Some cheer, others stare in disbelief. Ron Weasley looks furious. Hermione Granger looks worried, and Harry simply stares at the goblet. Because unlike everyone else, he knows this isn't an accident. Someone wanted him here. The question is why? As Harry walks toward the champions, Dumbledore notices something strange. Elena Volkov is watching him, not with curiosity, not with surprise, with recognition, as though she already knew his name would emerge. And that thought sends a chill through the headmaster. Because 3 days earlier, Isis had delivered a warning nobody wanted to hear. The ministry representative had arrived at Hogwarts claiming a dangerous wizard was moving pieces from the shadows. A wizard long thought dead. A wizard whispered about in Eastern Europe. Scroogal Razunuski. Dumbledore dismissed it at the time. Rumours, fear, political games. But now, standing before the goblet, he isn't so sure. Because Scroogal's name isn't the only one that has resurfaced recently. Far from Hogwarts, Sirius Black and Remus Lupin have spent months investigating disappearances across Europe. Entire magical families vanishing without explanation. Ancient artifacts stolen. Dark magic appearing where it shouldn't. And every trail leads back to the same name. Scroogal Razunuski, a man who should not be alive, a man who should not have followers, yet somehow has both. Back at Hogwarts, the champions are escorted away. Questions fill the castle. Accusations spread. Students argue in every corridor. Some believe Harry cheated. Others believe Dumbledore arranged it. But Harry knows neither explanation feels right. Later that night, Severus Snape finds him alone in the Slytherin common room. "You understand what this means?" Snape asks. Harry nods. "Someone entered me." "Yes." "And you think it was Scroogal?" For the first time, Snape looks genuinely surprised. Harry has never heard the name before, yet somehow he guessed. Snape says nothing, which tells Harry everything. because silence can be more revealing than words. Meanwhile, deep within Hogwarts, another meeting is taking place. Dumbledore, Karkaroff, and Isis. The atmosphere is tense. Karkaroff refuses to meet Dumbledore's eyes. Isis demands answers. Then she asks a question that changes everything. "Tell me honestly, Igor." The room falls silent. "Is Scroogal Razunuski alive?" Karkaroff doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he closes his eyes, and for a brief moment, genuine fear crosses his face. When he finally speaks, his voice is barely a whisper. If he is. He looks toward the castle, toward the champions, toward Harry Potter. Then this tournament is the least of our problems. And somewhere beyond the walls of Hogwarts, a cloaked figure watches the night sky, watching, waiting, smiling, because the first move has already been made. And before the tournament ends, Britain's wizarding world will never be the same. By the following morning, Hogwarts is divided. Every corridor, every classroom, every common room. Everyone is talking about Harry Potter. Some believe he cheated. Others believe someone powerful entered his name. But nobody can agree on who. Harry quickly discovers that being a champion is one thing. Being a Slytherin champion is another entirely. The Gryffindors openly question him. The Hufflepuffs rally behind Cedric Diggory. Even some Ravenclaws suspect foul play. Only Slytherin stands united, at least on the surface. Draco Malfoy is the first to approach him. "Well, Potter," he says with a grin, "looks like you're finally bringing some glory to the right house." Harry smirks, but he knows Draco is only half joking, because for Slytherin, this tournament has become a matter of pride, and pride can be dangerous. Across the castle, Hermione Granger refuses to believe Harry entered himself. Ron Weasley isn't so sure. Their arguments become common knowledge. For the first time, the divide between Harry and Ron feels permanent, exactly as someone wants it. Because while students argue, another game is being played, a far more dangerous one. Late one evening, Professor Snape summons Harry to his office. The dungeon is empty, the candles burn low, and for once, Snape doesn't insult him. Instead, he places a book on the desk. Ancient Dueling Theory. Harry raises an eyebrow. "You're helping me?" "I'm preventing a disaster." Snape's voice is cold, but Harry notices something else. Concern. The tournament is not what it appears to be. What does that mean? Snape pauses, then says something Harry never expected. "Have you ever heard of Scroogal Razunuski?" Harry immediately sits forward. The name again. Everywhere he turns. Scroogal. Harry shakes his head. Snape studies him carefully. Good. That answer somehow worries Harry more, because it means Scroogal is dangerous enough that simply knowing his name matters. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away, Sirius Black and Remus Lupin are following a lead. The trail has brought them to an abandoned fortress hidden deep within the mountains. Inside, they find evidence of dark rituals, broken wands, ancient symbols, and something worse. A banner, black cloth, silver serpent, the symbol of Scroogal Razunuski. Lupin's face goes pale, because he recognises it immediately. This isn't the work of random dark wizards. This is an organisation, a movement, and somebody is rebuilding it. Back at Hogwarts, Isis begins asking questions of her own. Officially, she is observing the tournament on behalf of the Ministry. Unofficially, she is gathering support, listening, watching, learning who can be trusted. Every conversation reveals the same thing. The Ministry is weak, the public is frightened, and Dumbledore no longer has all the answers. For Isis, those are opportunities. She doesn't say it aloud, not yet. But people are beginning to whisper, Minister Isis. The idea spreads faster than she expected, and she doesn't stop it. The first task draws closer. Tension grips Hogwarts. Students place bets, professors increase security, and Harry trains relentlessly. Every evening, Snape teaches him, not spells, mindset, discipline, control. Most wizards lose duels before they cast a spell, Snape tells him. They panic. Harry listens, because unlike before, he trusts Snape. And that trust changes everything. Elsewhere in the castle, Elena Volkov watches from the shadows. She notices every lesson, every improvement, every victory. The strange thing is, she seems impressed, not threatened. One night she finally approaches Harry. The two champions stand alone overlooking the Black Lake. For a long moment, neither speaks. Then Elena breaks the silence. You think this tournament is about winning? Harry studies her. And it's not? Elena smiles slightly. No. Her expression darkens. It's about survival. Before Harry can respond, she walks away, leaving him with more questions than answers. Questions that become even more troubling when Karkaroff suddenly requests a private meeting with Dumbledore. The meeting lasts less than 10 minutes. When it ends, Karkaroff looks terrified. Dumbledore looks worse, and neither man tells anyone what was discussed. But that same night, a message arrives at Hogwarts. No sender, no signature, just a single sentence, written in silver ink. The tournament belongs to Scroogal now. And as thunder rolls across the castle, Dumbledore finally realises the truth. Harry Potter was never the target. The Triwizard Tournament was. And someone is preparing to turn it into a battlefield. An explosion tears through the stadium. A section of stone vanishes in black fire. Students scream. Professors leap to their feet. The attack has begun. Dark cloaked figures appear throughout the grounds. Death Eaters. Then Bellatrix Lestrange steps from the smoke, laughing hysterically. The sound echoes across the arena. Pure madness, pure chaos. Her wand flashes. A curse destroys an entire section of seating. Students scatter in every direction. But Bellatrix isn't leading this attack. She's preparing the stage, because another figure is approaching. A man wrapped in black robes. The crowd doesn't recognise him. Dumbledore does. Scroogal Razunuski. For years, people believed he was dead. Now he stands inside Hogwarts itself. The arena falls silent. Albus, Scroogal says. You should have stayed buried. Scroogal smiles. Miss this. Then he raises his wand. The duel begins. Magic erupts between them. Stone walls shatter. Ancient wards flicker. Black fire collides with phoenix flames. Lightning tears across the sky. For the first time in decades, Dumbledore looks challenged. Nearby, Bellatrix tears through defenders until a red curse slams into her. She turns. Sirius Black stands opposite her. Well, cousin. Disappointed to see me, Sirius replies. A second spell crashes into the ground. Remus Lupin has arrived. The battle becomes personal. Bellatrix versus Sirius and Lupin. Meanwhile, Harry notices Elena. She isn't watching the battle. She's watching Scroogal. Not with loyalty, with anger. Then Scroogal shouts one word. The cup. Everything clicks into place. The Triwizard Cup. The final task. The portkey. This tournament was never about winning. It was about delivering Harry Potter to someone waiting at the end. As Death Eaters retreat, Dumbledore realises the horrifying truth. This attack was only a distraction. The real plan is still coming, and Voldemort's return is closer than anyone imagined. The weeks following the attack change Hogwarts forever. Nobody talks about dragons anymore. Nobody talks about champions. Nobody talks about the tournament. They talk about Scroogal, the wizard who walked into Hogwarts, the wizard who duelled Dumbledore, the wizard who escaped. Fear spreads across Britain, and as fear spreads, Isis Vale grows stronger. Every ministry meeting becomes another opportunity. Every failure becomes another speech. Every speech gains another supporter. People begin asking a dangerous question. If Dumbledore couldn't stop Scroogal, who can? Meanwhile, Harry cannot stop thinking about Elena. The look on her face during the battle. The anger, the fear, the recognition. She knew Scroogal. Of that much he was certain. One night he finally confronts her. You know him. Eleanor doesn't deny it. For a long moment she simply stares out across the Black Lake. Then she speaks. My father served him. Harry freezes. My family gave him everything. Her voice grows colder. And Scroogal destroyed us anyway. Suddenly everything makes sense. The fear, the secrecy, the warnings. Elena wasn't protecting Scroogal. She was hiding from him. Before Harry can ask another question, she turns away, but not before leaving him with one final warning. If Scroogal wants you alive, Potter, she pauses. Then someone far worse is waiting for you. The final task arrives. The maze rises from the ground. Towering walls, twisting paths, hidden dangers. Thousands gather to watch. Yet this time nobody is celebrating. The champions enter. Cedric Diggory, Victor Crumb, Elena Volkov, Harry Potter. The maze swallows them whole. Almost immediately things go wrong. Creatures appear where they shouldn't. Spells strike from impossible angles. The maze itself seems alive. Harry pushes forward, trusting instinct, trusting experience, trusting Snape's lessons. Then he finds Crumb, unconscious, defeated. Moments later, he finds Elena, injured, fighting through pain. Keep moving, she tells him. You're running out of time. Harry wants answers. Instead, he moves forward, because deep down he already knows. This was never a tournament. It was a trap. At the centre of the maze stands Cedric Diggory, and beside him, the Triwizard Cup. Both champions arrive together. For a moment, neither moves. Then Cedric smiles. Together. Harry nods. Together. Both reach for the cup. The world disappears. Darkness, cold air, ancient gravestones. Harry hits the ground hard. Cedric stumbles beside him. The graveyard is silent. Too silent. Then a voice cuts through the darkness. Kill them. Figures emerge from the shadows. Death Eaters. Dozens of them. And at their centre stands Scroogal Razunuski, smiling. You finally made it. Harry's heart sinks. This was the plan all along. The tournament, the attacks, the maze, the cup. Everything was designed to bring him here. Then another figure appears, weak, broken, almost lifeless, but familiar. Lord Voldemort. The ritual begins. Dark magic fills the graveyard. The air itself seems to scream. Minutes later, a new figure rises. Taller, stronger, more terrifying than ever. Voldemort has returned. The Death Eaters kneel. Scroogal smiles. The war has begun. But something unexpected happens. Elena arrives. Not with the Death Eaters. Against them. She had followed the portkey magic, tracked the ritual, and now stands between Harry and Voldemort. For the first time, Scroogal looks surprised. You're making a mistake. No, Elena replies. You did. Chaos erupts. Spells flash across the graveyard. Cedric fights beside Harry. Elena duels Death Eaters, and Voldemort advances. Slowly, patiently, confidently, until Harry raises his wand. The duel is brief, violent, explosive. Golden and green magic collide. For a moment, the graveyard disappears beneath blinding light. Then Harry sees the cup, their only chance. "Cedric!" Together they run. Eleanor covers their escape. Harry grabs the cup. The world twists. And suddenly they are back. Back at Hogwarts. Back before the crowd. Back before Dumbledore. Silence falls. Students stare. Professors stare. Nobody understands. Then Harry speaks. 3 words. Voldemort is back. The wizarding world changes forever. In the days that follow, ISIS becomes the loudest voice in Britain. The ministry is failing. The old leaders are weak. The world needs change. And people listen. Dumbledore watches it all unfold. The rise of Voldemort, the rise of ISIS, the rise of Harry Potter. And finally, he understands. His greatest mistake was never allowing Harry into Slytherin. His greatest mistake was believing he could control Harry's future. Because now Harry stands before him stronger than ever. Not a pawn, not a weapon, not a chosen one. A leader, a survivor. A wizard who chooses his own destiny.